Two of Atlanta's exciting new efforts drawing worldwide attention have now been joined for easier public access. Atlanta's historic Fourthward Park and Beltline Trail are now connected by the Eastside Trail Gateway, an ADA accessible path. The Eastside Trail officially opened on August 22nd in a ribbon-cutting ceremony led by Mayor Kasim. The Eastside Trail Gateway is made possible by generous contributions from donors to the Atlanta Beltline Partnership. This partnership successfully raised private funds through its capital campaign for the land acquisition, design, and construction of this project. The design of the gateway includes landscaping, retaining walls, lighting, and green stormwater management infrastructure. Tree plantings surrounding the gateway will eventually grow into a dense shade canopy. Other plantings include shrubs, ornamental grasses, and native warm season grass plugs. Compliant with the city's stormwater ordinance, the site will retain the first inch of rainfall for filtration.
Welcome, welcome, welcome. I'm Kwanzaa Hall, Atlanta City Councilman for District 2, and I'm so excited to be here for this official opening of the next piece of the Atlanta Beltline, the Eastside Trail Gateway. This means so much to me personally because I've been a part of this project from day one, and when it was just a little dream, even back to Debbie Starnes, my predecessor, who served and led the project to do the District 2 corridor study. And that was years before the Beltline was actually talked about, so I wanted to give a little credit to her. But I'd like to acknowledge a few people before we get moving. I think we have several Fourth Ward leaders, Kit Sutherland in the back, Forrest Coley, Tim Hollis, all of you all, Mia McDonald, and many others. And then we have our Chief of Police, many council members, the Commissioner. I'll leave that to the Mayor to introduce all of those folks. But you know, just 6 years ago, this month, August 2008, the neighborhood decided to support the Fourth Ward Master Plan. We had thousands of people to come out and contribute their ideas, their vision for what was possible in this neighborhood. And a lot of the ideas have been circling around for years, but we actually put it together in a coherent plan. And now you see the results of our labor and all of the time and energy. And many of you have been a part of this progress, whether it be the Beltline Trail itself or Ponce City Market, the new energy you're hearing around the streetcar, as well as the Civic Center project. All of these things were talked about, the Fourth Ward Park. And now we're excited to be able to connect things up. This is a neighborhood that raised Dr. Martin Luther King. So as we celebrate the anniversary of the 50th, all of the things that happened 50 years ago, it means a lot to be able to bring this new energy to our city with so many different people coming together around this great legacy. The Gateway Trail puts the Eastside Trail at the front door of all the current and future residents surrounding historic Fourth Ward Park. And if you look behind you and you see all these new units that have come online, I'd love to see another 1,000 or so come on because it would give us the energy to make this a truly pedestrian friendly and walkable community. And I think we have a little room. I see a few developers in the house who are building and they're smiling, but we're excited about the possibility of even more. And it's bringing great people to our city. So again, watching the ever-growing numbers of visitors to the park and trail, it's easy to see how much neighbors need this connection. We look forward to what the newest addition to the Atlanta Beltline will bring to our district. And now it is my honor to introduce the great mayor of the city of Atlanta, the 59th mayor of Atlanta, Kasim. Let's give him a big round of applause.
That suit Kwanzaa has on. I haven't even seen that one yet. So I think it was brought out for this occasion. Doesn't it just feel good right now? Just look at all these smiling faces. I'm going to try to cut it short because of the heat, but we couldn't go forward without talking about the elected officials who are here. My colleagues on the Atlanta City Council. Council President Caesar Mitchell is here. Of course, Kwanzaa, we're in his district. Council member Yolanda Adrian is here. Council member Andre Dickens is here. Please give them a huge round of applause. We also have Joan Garner, who does such an amazing job representing this district for the Fulton County Commission. My Chief George Turner, thank you so much, brother. I appreciate that. My Chief George Turner is here. And the Parks Commissioner, Amy Fung, is here as well. Please give it up for those folks. I'd like to start by thanking Paul Morris and his entire team at the Atlanta Beltline for the great work that they've done with this project and that they do every single day, bringing it in on time and under budget. On time and under budget. Maynard Jackson. I'm sure I was going to get PolitiFact, so I hope that was true. I'm telling you, it's coming. I'd also like to thank the Atlanta Beltline Board Chairman, my friend John Summeralder, as well as the Atlanta Beltline Partnership Board Chair, Charlie Schufelt. Please give it up for these gentlemen. And Carrie didn't ask to come up here, but Carrie Conan from Kaiser has just been a huge supporter of the Atlanta Beltline. I couldn't have him be here and not acknowledge him. He has just been a terrific community partner. And somewhere in the house is Eric Johnson from the Woodruff Foundation. Please give it up for these folks. They really stick with us. I'd also like to thank each and every private donor and foundation who stepped up to support this project. They include the R. Howard Dobbs Jr. Foundation, the John N. Goddard Foundation, the Robert W. Woodruff Foundation, and a friend of the Atlanta Beltline that chose to be anonymous. The Eastside Trail Gateway is a great example of how the business and philanthropic communities come together in public partnerships in our city to move the Atlanta Beltline forward. I've attended a lot of ribbon cuttings and groundbreakings this year. I'm running out of room for ceremonial shovels, but days like today really make me the happiest. They're a special occasion. They celebrate the linkage of two of the greatest redevelopment projects in our city's history, the Eastside Trail and the historic Fourthward Park. I'm not exaggerating when I say these are two of the most significant achievements we've made in 50 years. An international panel of real estate experts recently awarded these two projects with the grand prize for the best rehabilitation project in the world. Not just in the Southeast, not just in North America, but in the world. The Gateway Trail will connect these two globally recognized landmarks. It will bring together Atlantans who already use the East Side Trail in new ways, and it will give the 21,000 weekly visitors direct access to one of Atlanta's most stunning green spaces. And it will drive even greater investment in this part of the city. And you don't have to take my word for it. All you have to do is look around you right now. More and more people are moving in town, looking to buy a house or start a business in a walkable, pedestrian-friendly area like we're standing in right now. We've already seen more than $1.1 billion in new real estate development along the Beltline, which represents a 3-to-1 return on that investment. You don't have to look very far to see how good this is for Atlanta. And every one of these developments will bring new jobs, new residents, and new vitality to our city. Right over there, the American flag will sit high above the Ponce de Leon on the top of the new Ponce City Market. The $300 million development will open by the end of the year, and I said it will be there. It's not there yet, it will be there. I've seen the renderings. The new development will bring more and more investment to West Side, and I'm confident it will open ahead of schedule. We were able to secure an $18 million Tiger grant from the President's administration to get things started over there. And I just left the Secretary of Labor, and I think more investment is coming to this corridor. And when it's finished, the 3-mile West Side Trail will connect and attract new investment to neighborhoods like Adair Park, Oakland City, Westview, and Washington Park. The Atlanta Beltline, and it will also end forever the divisive conversation about whether the Atlanta Beltline is just for one community or another community. The Atlanta Beltline is going to unite 45 communities throughout the city of Atlanta. And finally, I just want to thank the community and the residents. Your patience, your tenacity, and your demand for excellence is essential to what we have here today. So as the mayor of this city, I am personally grateful to each and every person who is here and many people who are not here. With that, I would like to bring forward my friend Charlie Schufelt, the chair of the board of directors of the Atlanta Beltline Partnership. Charlie, come on up.
Good morning. Good morning.
Good morning.
Listen, the Atlanta philanthropic community has done it again. They've come through in a way that they've been doing now for many years. I don't know if all of you know, but we've now raised over $50 million from the private sector.
Wow.
And that money's going into a public-private partnership like no other partnership in the country, really, and certainly in the city. And I've got to say, in that partnership, you need the public piece, and then the mayor, we've got a real partner. And without the mayor's leadership, we wouldn't be raising all of this private sector. I want to join the mayor in thanking the foundations that gave specifically to this Gateway project. There have been a lot of foundations, a lot of corporations, a lot of individuals who supported the Beltline. But the Dobbs Foundation, the Goddard Foundation, the Woodruff Foundation, and that anonymous donor, who's a very important foundation in town, and we know we're going to get continued support from them. I think we should thank them all one more time for making this happen. I also want to mention some very important partners that we have who not only contribute to this Gateway project, but to the Beltline in general. And what I mean there is the Path Foundation, who are helping us with advice and counsel and execution and money to build the trail. So the total trail system, a lot of help coming from Path Foundation. Trees Atlanta, who with their vision and their funding is turning this Atlanta Beltline Arboretum into a reality. So thank you to them. And Trust for Public Land. Now, most of you know this, but TPL played a pivotal role at the beginning of this project, and we're standing at the result of that role because they went out and secured property that they knew was going to be critical to the project, including this property right here. Without their having done that, we wouldn't necessarily have a gateway, or it will have cost a lot more money probably. So I'd ask you to give a round of applause for this. The mayor mentioned all of the private sector investment that's occurring, and you do look around and it's obvious, but those businesses that have invested are now doing things like Ponce City Market is building the North Avenue Plaza. You see that coming to shape right now. So there's going to be a beautiful green space, a place for you to pause when you're walking on the Eastside Trail, as well as connectivity. They're going to build a stairway down to North Avenue. There's going to be an elevator that they're going to maintain that's going to take you from North Avenue up to the Beltline. Kroger's is opening up access and a ramp over to the Kroger. So that's this is just feeding on itself, and it's just as popular as it can be, and people want to be a part of that success. Now, there is a way that actually all of you in the crowd today could be a part of that success. You're probably wondering, what in the world is he holding here? Well, we got some help from pro bono from a great marketing and website design firm called Nebo in town. And then we got some wonderful work from a sculptor in town by the name of Jason Smith, who took original rails from the Beltline and cut them into and stamped them as mementos of the Atlanta Beltline. And we're issuing a limited edition that if you move quickly, you can have one of the, is it 100 or 1,000? One of the 1,000 that have been made of these.
$1 million.
We'll go to the highest bidder. And I think we have a booth somewhere here, don't we? Yeah, right over here where you can check them out if you'd like to do that. So listen, I'm just excited to be here. This is a great connection. I use the Eastside Trail all the time. Things are really happening. The mayor mentioned the West Side Trail. That's going to be a really big deal. And I appreciate all your support and enthusiasm. Keep it coming, because it's still going to take a few years to make it happen, so we need you to hang in there and help us make it happen. With that, I'd like to introduce John Somerhalder, who preceded me as chairman of the board of the partnership, but is now the chairman of the board of Atlanta Beltline. John?
Oh, John.
Good morning. And Thank you, Charlie. Thank you, Mayor Reed. Thank you, Councilmember Hall. It's hard to believe, but the Eastside Trail is getting close to its second anniversary. And you know how well the trail has been embraced. But one of the things we always hear is we need more connectivity and we need more access to it. That's exactly what this project does. And even though this site has some challenge with the change in elevation, it was designed in a way that's ADA compliant, accessible. That's really an important point. And as Mayor Reed mentioned, this project was done, and I'll go one step further, it was done ahead of schedule and under budget. So very good results. Thank you to the ABI staff, Paul Morris, Lisa Gordon, and the rest of the staff. They did a really, really nice job on this. There are others to recognize. We worked very closely with our contractor, Valley Crest, and they're represented today by Robert Reich, the project manager, Brian Donnelly, general superintendent, and Daniel Racino, the site superintendent. And I think they're here today. Thank them as well. And security and safety is so important. The path unit, or path force unit, that patrols the Beltline, and that's with thanks from Chief Turner, Lieutenant Jeff Baxter. All their support has continued to make this project as safe as it is and as valuable to the community as it is. We have other partners here that you may not expect. We have partners here from EPA that are really an important part of what we do as we continue to develop the EPA. Thank you all for being here. But most importantly, thank you all for your continued support and interest in the Beltline, the Atlanta Beltline. It is now time to move across the street, and we're going to move to the ribbon cutting ceremony. So thank you all. Let's get
On three. We have to hold on, let's hold and get the photos first. So we're going to fake that. Take the photos. Hey man, get down. Louis. What's up, Louis? Okay. Ready for real now? On the mark.